A1D, TPC ground supply, full pressure. A1D, fuel bleed complete.
No, I'm joking.
Stage 1, Stage 2, Kraken, ACS secured for flight. Stage 7, ISS secured.
VC, confirm F9 in startup.
Falcon 9's in startup.
You're welcome.
Stage 1, Stage 2, pressing for flight. A1D, fuel bleed complete.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Ground dealing, closeout complete.
T-minus 20 seconds.
Falcon 9 configured for flight.
15. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off of the Falcon 9. Falcon 9 and clear the towers.
Stage engine, getting that turbo pump cold as we get ready for ignition of the upper stage, coming at about T plus 2 minutes and 44 seconds. We're going to listen in. Major activities coming up now. At 2.5 minutes into flight will be main engine cutoff, followed by stage separation and upper stage engine ignition. Let's listen in.
You're welcome. Nope, this is already good.
You hear the cheering. The upper stage engine is lit, completing the sequence of shutdown of the first stage, separation from the first stage, ignition of the upper stage engine as we continue on into the low Earth orbit. That'll be the first of 2 orbits we're headed for tonight. The first somewhat circular low Earth orbit. Then after a coast period, we'll go into what is essentially a large egg-shaped orbit, the geostationary transfer orbit, which will take the Falcon 9 with the JCSAT-16
I'm right across from Kennedy Space
spacecraft
Center.
to an altitude of
in
about
Titusville.
36,000 kilometers. You can see the upper stage nozzle. Here comes fairing separation. And we have fairing separation. With that, let's talk to the team down on the floor.
And as the second stage is carrying the satellite now free of the fairing up to that low Earth orbit, or the beginning, that initial low Earth orbit before moving to GTO, the first stage is heading back towards the drone ship. Now, occasionally, people think that a drone ship landing is harder than a land landing.
Not a problem.
And that's sort of true, but not for the reasons
I'm
they
gonna walk
think.
back to my car. I
A
got
low
the
Earth orbit
webcast
mission, which can
going, so.
return to either land or the drone ship, is easier than a geostationary
Well, let's
transfer
see.
orbit mission.
It's gonna land on the drone ship, so let's see if, what I got going on here.
Even it's a little bit trickier than that.
Hang on.
So we've got a nice
Let's watch.
Here we have a picture of the Falcon.
You can actually still see it
Oh,
up
when it
there.
separates, because that means they got paid.
Yeah, they got paid, yeah. So,
The only reason why they're cheering on the separation.
if you watch, SpaceX, you can actually, here, I'll do this.
Yeah, I turned the volume off. I'm sorry. I'd
It's
like to actually hear the rocket.
Yeah, I know. Here.
Oh, it's still going. You can
Yeah,
see
you
it.
can still see it because it's in low orbit. I don't know why.
Seconds worth of fuel at the beginning of the flight, you've only added about 200 kilometers per hour to your speed. But 20 seconds worth of fuel when the rocket's almost empty, just before main engine cutoff, adds more than 2,000 kilometers per hour to your speed. So, sort of perversely, it's really the fact that we don't have much propellant left that allows us to reach the speeds required to
not
reach
a problem.
GTO. And if you don't have much propellant left, of course,
We're gonna wait
then
to
you can't
see
do
if
a
it
long
lands
re-entry
on
burn
a
to minimize the
saucer.
re-entry forces on the vehicle, and you get
gonna be
much
like
less
10
of the
minutes
control
now.
that comes with a longer single-engine landing burn. So it's really the GTO landings that are hard, not necessarily whether the first stage is landing on a drone ship. So again, we are headed towards the drone ship on a GTO mission, so we don't get the boost
And just
back
so
burn.
everyone
We have a
knows,
re-entry burn, but it's a bit
if you
shorter
want
than
to
what we're,
check it out,
getting
I
on
have
some
a
of our lower
GoFundMe.
orbit missions.
It's at
And we do manage to
GoFundMe.com
get a single-engine
/Space
landing burn. At least that's
Girl.
the attempt for this one, which means
I
that we'll
only
be
have to
able
raise
have
$80
a
more,
longer
and then I can do
control
this from
and
Kennedy
longer
Space
descent,
Center.
which is
That's
nicer
my
because
goal,
it's less
is to get
force
season
on the rocket in
passes
that final descent.
so
It
I can do
compensate for larger wind
these
speeds,
launches,
which
the
is
day
also pretty
launches. I
nice.
can do them from
So,
Kennedy
fingers
Space
crossed
Center.
that's happening
From
soon.
their property.
Now, if
From
you're
their
interested in the
property.
map
I'm right
behind what's
outside
going
their
on
property.
there in terms of the fuel and the speed, you can look up the Tsiolkovsky
Yeah,
rocket equation,
yeah.
which explains a lot about
It's
how
amazing.
those two are related.
And like I said, I want to be on Kennedy
We're at
Space Center
2+6
property.
minutes and
You can
20
feel it
seconds.
too
Things
when
continue
you're
to go
there.
well for Falcon 9 carrying JCSAT-16 spacecraft into the
And we
low
have a
Earth
lot of
orbit
launches
parking orbit.
coming up.
Looking at the upper stage
We have the
engine.
next one
We've
going
just
up
heard
is
call
the
out. Stage 1 entry burn has begun. This
Yeah,
burn
so
will
it's
last
10
about 23
so now
seconds.
the rocket's returning.
Let's listen for the completion.
I need
of the
$80
burn.
more. I've already raised $200, and $100 came from a really good friend of mine, and actually the other $100 that you guys could all look it up is from Tori,
And we've had
and
shutdown
he
of
is
the
the
first
head
stage
of
engine.
ULA,
That
United
burn of
Launch
3
Alliance.
Merlin
He is the
1V
CEO. He
restartable
donated
engines
$100.
begins to slow down
So,
the first stage
I have $80 more
so that
dollars
we
to
can
raise.
land
That's it.
on the drone ship out in the Atlantic Ocean.
And it's
Meanwhile, the second stage
GoFundMe.com
continues to power in orbit. We're heading
/Space
due
Girl.
east for that initial parking orbit. You can see the Merlin vacuum engine nozzle glowing
What,
white
the
red on the screen.
launches?
That's normal.
It depends
That's
on
what
what
we expect to
launch
see.
pad you're on and exactly where
Trajectory
you're
looks
watching
good.
them.
Power looks good. We're
I could be
on
right
course.
on the property,
Everything
and then if I do
continues to
want to
go
get
well.
closer,
At
I would have to pay
7.5
like,
minutes.
it's about
So let's turn it over to the
$20 if
team
I
on
want to
the
go
floor
like
as we
real
get ready for the
close.
landing burn of the first stage.
So, yeah, I have GoFundMe.
You know, much good is coming in now.
Okay, it's GoFundMe.com /Space Girl. I also have it on my Twitter account.
JCSAT-16 all the way out to geostationary transfer orbit. Right now we're waiting for the third and final burn, which of course is the landing burn.
So the landing burn is going to occur, and we actually should be able to see it as from the video that's currently on deck of the drone ship. Now this video hasn't historically been the most reliable. We hope to bring you this high quality video as possible, but there's no Wi-Fi out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We are relying on a satellite link that is susceptible to the vibration.
I appreciate all the hearts and everything.
So when the rocket descends onto the drone ship, it starts to shake, and the satellite that's pointing up to communicate, the satellite dish is pointing up. We're just getting word that the landing burn's beginning.
Oh, it's coming back. That's isosceles. Here it comes. Come on. Here it comes. Look at it. Here it comes.
It's like you can see the exhaust gases just on the top of the frame.
Come on.
Those things have frozen, which, like we said.
Oh no, the picture froze. Oh my God, they do that on purpose.
So we can't bring you a status update, unfortunately.
They do that on purpose.
We actually, back to the main mission briefly, we did just get a confirmation of a good orbit from the second stage. It's as excited as we all are to figure out what happened to that first stage. The primary mission today is to bring JCSAT-16 into
all right. Just so you all know, when isosceles comes back into Port Canaveral, I will live stream that as well. I do go down to Port Canaveral. I do follow the ship that breaks. It landed, yes. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect center.
And there's the bonus check.
Look at that.
First stage, which has apparently
good shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Landed it again.
Actually quite centered too.
Oh, always. Look at that.
Not the last round.
That's amazing.
Hopefully we'll get a chance to take a look at that thing and hopefully get flying sometime soon.
So when that rocket comes back on that drone ship, I'll do that live too. As long as I'm not working. It'll probably be in about 3 days.
No.
About 17
5
minutes.
to 7.
The second stage.
3 days.
Just like standard shipping, 5 to 7.
That second burn will change the orbit
It's always 3 days.
circular lower orbit into a
3
giant
days.
egg-shaped orbit, where the
So
top
what's
of the
today?
orbit is at 36,000 kilometers.
They'll tie it down tomorrow.
Now, before we get it there,
Sunday,
like we said
Monday,
before,
Tuesday. It'll come in Wednesday night probably.
We have about 16, 17 minutes.
And they like to bring it in the middle of the night too when there's no traffic.
Like late.
Real late. But I have the the Elizabeth is the one that brings it back. But I have her on my Marine status, so I get noticed.
We're going to be grabbing some coffee and wow, this is awesome.
We'll see you in 17 minutes after the conference.
Right in the middle, they are just showing off now. Yep, they sure are.
They actually landed pretty well centered.
That's awesome. All right, everyone. I do appreciate it. And my goal, and just so you know, my goal is to do the Periscopes live. There's my son. Do Periscopes live from Kennedy Space Center. That is my goal. So I do have a GoFundMe account set up. I've already raised $200. I need $80 more. It ain't much. But I could really use the help. So it's GoFundMe.com/SpaceGirl. I also have a link on my Twitter. Thank you everyone for sharing all the hearts, and follow me because I do all the launches from here. See you all soon. Bye.